Payday Loans, Cloutierville, Louisiana. Remaining in control of payday loans and credit. Are you presently inside a financial combine? Are you currently thinking of a payday loan to help you from it? If so, there are some crucial things to consider to be aware of first. A cash advance is a superb option, but it's not suitable for everybody. Consuming serious amounts of comprehend the facts about your personal loan will assist you to make educated financial decisions. Believe carefully about what amount of cash you want. The greater dollars you may well ask for, the better the rates of interest will likely be, even though it is luring to acquire a financial loan for a lot more than you want. Not merely that, however, some organizations may clear you for a certain amount. Use the lowest amount you need. Be sure of the costs you will be billed, although paying back the money. This brings about folks paying out each of the service fees without ever paying back the borrowed funds. Just before actually getting away from the money, buyers are already recognized to shell out 5 times the original importance. Usually, online payday loans call for that you just pay back the amount of money around 2 weeks afterwards. Points come about sometimes you could possibly be unable to put together the money to settle the borrowed funds by it's because of time. Don't be worried about being in standard. Many businesses permit you to lengthen your repayment date, nonetheless they add more costs. Take into account shopping online to get a payday loan if you need to take a single out. There are several sites that offer them. You are presently small on money, so why waste fuel driving a vehicle around trying to find the one that is open up should you need one? You do have the option for carrying it out all out of your workplace. Use caution rolling around any kind of payday loan. Their personal loan ends up getting larger and larger till these are kept with hardly any cash arriving from the salary, although frequently, folks believe that they will shell out about the subsequent pay period. They may be caught in a period where they could not pay out it again. You can get and check out a much better deal in terms of the interest on your personal loan. Tend not to be reluctant to ask for greater phrases or to talk with a person who has far more expert compared to the representative you will be coping with. Many businesses get some flexibility to change terminology to enable them to make your bargain. For many, payday cash loans is an expensive session. You may be amazed or even angered at how fast the costs and curiosity can also add up. This can be used anger to assist you to greater your financial situation. Significance: you do not need to use a cash advance anymore. Well, before submitting an application, all those applying for a payday advance can be a good idea to do their study. Most quick financial loans usually are not exactly the same, and several have far better phrases. Glance at the conditions and curiosity and problems costs just before getting a payday loan. Payday cash loans should basically be an emergency option. There are plenty of fees and detention using these lending options that could result in monetary damage. There is little that you can do as you approved an incredibly rigid commitment that chokes your proper rights and alternatives when a payday lending circumstance will go terrible. When you can, find other methods of getting out of your fiscal pit. Do not borrow more cash than you can afford to repay. Before applying for a cash advance, you need to work out how much cash it will be easy to repay, for instance by credit a sum that the following salary will cover. Be sure you take into account the interest way too. Think about taking a cash loan in your Visa or MasterCard instead in case you are considering a payday loan. Even when the attention in your Visa or MasterCard is great around 25%, it really is continue to less expensive than the interest rate on cash advance. Having a fee of 15% with a too few days bank loan, that is quite common. The annual interest tops 400%. Whenever your personal loan arrives due, you should have enough cash within your account to pay it back. Many people these days do not have constant revenue sources. In such a circumstance, together with you don't have nearly anything with your bank account. Whenever they attempt to accumulate, you'll turn out owing much more cash on the loan provider. Read all the fine print on anything you read through Indicator or may possibly Indicator with a payday loan company. Seek advice about nearly anything you do not fully grasp. Look at the confidence of your solutions offered by the employees. Some just check out the motions all day and were skilled by an individual performing the identical. They will often not know all the small print themselves. Never hesitate to call their toll-free customer service quantity from inside of the shop in order to connect to a person with solutions. There are so many payday loan companies accessible that it may be considered a little overwhelming if you are figuring out who to work alongside. Read online reviews just before making a decision. This way you understand whether or not the company you are thinking about is legit instead of over to deprive you. Generally, the standard payday loan quantity varies among $100 and $1,500. This sum needs to be repaid in almost no time, even though it may not look like a ton of money to many people buyers. Typically, the payment becomes because of inside of 14 to 30 days after the application for cash. This may turn out operating you broke in case you are not careful. A great element of payday loans is the fact you do not have to have a credit history verify or have guarantee to get financing. Many payday loan companies do not need any qualifications apart from your evidence of career. Be sure to bring your payout stubs along with you when you submit an application for the borrowed funds. Go through every word of the payday loan arrangement. Some businesses, especially online-centered companies, make the most of payday loans to get your purchase into other services and products. At times, they generally do this without you even being aware of, with an agreement small print. Know specifically what you really are making with once you get a payday loan. Read almost everything. This article has presented you with a few fundamentals on payday loans. Before making any economic judgments with regards to a cash advance, make sure to review the information and clearly understand it. These alternatives can help you, should they be used effectively, but they ought to be realized to avoid fiscal difficulty. Payday loans, Cloutierville, Louisiana. Payday loans, Latin year,